Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about power. In yesterday's session, I mentioned that how to realize your dreams. And one of the fundamental things that you need to actualize or realize your dream is to have the right power. So we're going to explore this concept in today's session to see what is power, how you can acquire power, and how others can help you in your vision to realize your dream. So this is the outline for today's session. I will be covering about what is the essence of power, where does the power come from, so the source of power. Then I will delve into a concept called as the Mastermind group, which is a way to make a group, a team that aligns with your vision and work together with you. Then I will talk about how to set up your mastermind group and then some inspiring stories. All right, let's get started with the first point, the essence of power. So let's see what is power. Yeah, power is essential for success in achieving your dream. Right. So this is important. You have a dream, you have a plan, you want to action that plan. For that, you need to have the right power with you to make sure that you realize your dream. So for those who have not seen this video, I do recommend you check this out. This was done yesterday and the topic itself was dream. So I delved into what is dream, what is aspiration, passion, ambition. And today the focus is how to get that with the use of the right power. So plans may not be successful without sufficient power to translate them into action. So you can consider power as the energy that is required to actualize or to realize your dreams. And today we will understand how to apply, how to attain, and how to apply power to realize your dreams. So remember two things, how to attain power and how to apply it so that you get to your dreams. But before we begin, I also want to tell you that or state that power is not a negative term, right? Typically, we consider power as something negative. Somebody who is in power can abuse the power or along those lines. But power is neutral, right? It could be used in a negative way. It could be used in a positive way. So in today's session, the focus on power is how we can use it positively to reach to our dreams. So let's define power. And the majority of today's session has come out from one book. And wait till the end of the session to know what book that is. But a lot of things that I've quoted here are from that book. And it is a very amazing book, right? So the book defines power as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. So two things here you have to remember. First is organized and second is intelligently directed. And power here refers to knowledge. So it is an organized effort to enable individuals to transmute. Remember this word transmute is not often or commonly used these days. Transmute desire into dreams. Okay, so power is an organized effort that enables individuals to transmute their desires into dreams. So that's why we need power. And transmute, the word means to change completely. Yeah, change completely so that it cannot be undone. So what is organized effort? Yeah, organized effort, it's is possible through coordination of two or more people working towards achieving a common goal. And this is important in power because depending on your ambition, depending on what your aspiration is, what dream you have, you need the support of people who can help you get to your dream. You cannot reach there all by yourself, right? You need support of skills or expertise that you do not have. And I will talk about that more when I discuss the concept of mastermind group. Power is needed to attain your dream, and this is important. Remember, listen carefully. Power is needed to attain your dream and to retain your dream. So, attain and retain. You need both. Okay, power is needed to attain your dream and retain your dream. Now, let's look into the sources of power. So, you can acquire power in two different ways. Yeah, one is accumulated experience. So, this could be your experience or somebody else's experience who is part of your team. And second is created knowledge. So, if something doesn't exist, you can do research, you can do research and development to create that knowledge. And that knowledge or experience is what we refer to as power. Yeah, so if you have special experience that makes you special or helps you to get to your dream faster, that is power. Similarly, if you have some specific knowledge, it could be a patent, it could be a different way to do something. That specialist knowledge that you have gathered through research and development also helps you to become powerful. So, accumulated experience is gathered knowledge from experience, either your experience or others. I mentioned that. So, you can read a lot of books to accumulate this kind of experience, to gain power. And these books are probably one person's lifelong experience. And if you read that one book, you can learn from their experience what has taken them in their whole life to gather that. So you only have one life and you cannot repeat your life. So learn through books as much as you can and get the knowledge from the people who have spent their time to write such books. And next is the created knowledge, which I said is through research and experiments or research and development. So you find something, you do some research, and you create knowledge that nobody else has. And that knowledge that you have that others don't, that is power. Now, how to transform knowledge into action? Yeah, so if you see, knowledge gives you power. With power, you can create definite plans, and with plans, you can take action and then get to your dream. So when I was reading this book, I actually made this small figure, like a diagram here. You can see knowledge on the left, power on the right. Yeah, and the thing that takes you is your plans and your actions. So that brings me to this very powerful statement that knowledge is power. Yeah, knowledge is power. So as long as you have unique knowledge, specialist skill that somebody else does not have or they cannot acquire, then you are powerful. Yeah, so think this is, we are talking about in a positive front when we are talking about power here. Now move on to the third part, which is probably the most important or the interesting section of today's session, is the power of the group. So what is group power? If your plans are comprehensive, you will need support, mentor, counsel of others to realize your dreams. You need a strong group that is supporting you to get where you want to be, to achieve your dreams. So that group power is a very special power you can have, and you can nurture or you can groom depending on who you involve or let enter into that group of yours. Yeah, so this is called as the mastermind group. Yeah, a mastermind, see, the word is very interesting, mastermind. So a lot of minds, when they come together, they become a mastermind. And that group is the one that you rely on to for completely. You rely on that group completely to get to your dream. So they are there with you throughout your journey. Yeah, they are there to counsel you, they are there to mentor you, they are there to guide you to where you want to be. And that team is your real power. And everyone who is successful, you will see, and I will talk about it later, that they had this very close knit group, that was there with them to get them to that success or to achieve their dream that they had. The mastermind can be understood as a form of group consciousness arising from aligning individual efforts and knowledge towards a common goal. Yeah, so this is, we are talking a little bit philosophical here, but mastermind is a group conscious, something that cannot be created individually. It has to come through a group effort of the mastermind. The mastermind, the definitive purpose is crucial. Yeah, for the mastermind, the definitive purpose is crucial because it gives it a direction for that group. What does the group want to achieve? Yeah, the achievement is your dream, your aspirations. And all this group is there to assist you to get to your dream. So that definiteness of purpose, yeah, is very essential, and that purpose here is your dream. So the next question that comes up is how to choose members in your mastermind group, right? That's the question. Is very important question, and finding the right answer is so important, but extremely challenging. And this is something you will learn over time. This is not something that could be taught. Yeah. So finding the right person, understanding their personality, trying to see how they can add value to your dream, your vision, how they can align, what value they can bring to you in your journey. It has to be carefully analyzed, and it has to be something that you build over time. You may start off with a small group, yeah, and then you can gradually build as you meet new people, as you expand your vision, or as you expand your dream, or whatever you're developing. You will meet new people, and that is when you will you can start expanding the group. It is not like you start with the group and that is what will remain with you throughout the end. People will come and go. Change is inevitable, but developing this mastermind group who thinks for your benefit, they are the ones who want the best for you, like your parents, like your siblings, like your friends. Yeah, so you have to have those kind of people in your mastermind group. So we have to consider here two characteristics of this group. One is economic characteristic and one is psychic. So both are very philosophical concepts, but economic is fairly easy to understand. Psychic may be a little bit difficult for you to grasp, maybe even in this session. So I recommend you reading this book. But let me try and explain to the best of my capacity on whether I can convey this or not. Okay, so the economic aspect of the mastermind is the members of the mastermind group collaborate using their skills, experience, and resources for mutual financial gain. Yeah, so they bring in all their expertise to the table so that collectively they all can be rich. Yeah, achieving more success together than they could do individually. Yeah, so this is the important aspect. So not what you can do on your own, it is what the collective group can do as a result of coming together in the mastermind group. So there's an example here from Andrew Carnegie. He surrounded himself with a staff of approximately 50 men or people, men and women, to support in realizing his dream. And those 50 people led him to build one of the biggest empires in history. Yeah. So this is because they collectively wanted the same, they aligned with the dream. Yeah. So whatever was the dream for Andrew, uh, he was able to find and scout people to come and join him as part of this group, because he appreciated their intellect, their counsel, their mentorship, in a way that not only benefited economically but also holistically for him to grow as a person and also to learn and take imagine these grand aspirations and achieving them. Now the next bit is the psychic aspect of the mastermind group. So what does that mean? So the psychic aspect means the mental and intangible benefits when minds unite in harmony and generate a collective intelligence greater than the individual parts, fostering enhanced creativity and intuition. Yeah, so read this, maybe pause the video and read this again or listen to me again. Yeah, mental and intangible benefits. So intangible is very important here. Intangible benefits when minds unite in harmony for the common purpose or collective, to generate a collective intelligence for a common purpose. And this results in creativity, but more importantly, intuition, which will not be possible just as a single, just with one person. Yeah. So this mastermind group is equally important, not only from an economic point of view, but from a psychic point of view as well. So do read the book because it explains that in a much better way for you to grasp this concept. I had to read it multiple times myself to be able to understand the depth of this concept. So let's take an example here. Let's say you are doing a brainstorming session and many ideas flow through coming from different people, and that leads to developing a new product concept which would not have happened individually. Yeah, if you would have thought that that idea that came through this collective intelligence, this unique creative idea that came through, would not have been possible with just your own thoughts. So having that is this is that aha moment that can be seen as a result of the psychic aspect of the mastermind group, this invisible intangible force which you cannot document, track, record, or not there, but it is there. You cannot see it or feel it, but it is there. And it is there because of these collective group of mastermind members. It is as if their collective minds have created separate higher intelligence that has the power to generate ideas beyond the capacity of any individual member's mind. So we are talking philosophical here again, that this higher intelligence is above and beyond what any individual person can achieve. And this can only be achieved when all the group, all the multiple people come together and are so harmoniously connected with that vision or that purpose that they want to achieve, that these ideas emerge, and then they are just amazing to watch what comes up through this. So every successful person has either consciously or unconsciously used the mastermind principle. So it may be possible that people who are successful had a team that they really relied upon 100%, but they may not have read this book, so they don't know the concept of mastermind, but they were actually using this concept. So this brings me to a very nice quote from Napoleon Hill: "No two minds ever come together without together without, thereby creating a third invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to a third mind. Yeah, read this again, is quite interesting, especially this bit, creating a third invisible, intangible force, which may be considered as the third mind. So that is why you need to have people, a group of people that you fully trust, and they work for your good. So now let's see how you can set up this mastermind group. Yeah, this is probably a set of steps that you can follow to set up this group. But selecting the members in this mastermind group is not covered here. It is something that you have to try yourself, experiment yourself, and get to it. So, but I will give you the outline of the setting up the group and its objective. So the first step here is to define your purpose, right? Identify a clear and compelling purpose for the mastermind group, because this is what they should be aiming for. Yeah, this is your dream. The purpose here is your dream. And when this is clear to the mastermind group, they are there with you on your journey. Yeah, so this is very powerful to have this. Select your members. Select individuals with diverse skills and experience who align with the group's goal. They should cooperate fully and harmoniously. So you really need people whom you trust, and you know that they will bring some value to your vision. And this is, like I said earlier on as well, it's a ongoing process. You will meet new people and you will think, okay, they may help me in this aspect, that aspect, and you will involve them. And what is important is their 100% commitment to your vision. And there is no easy way to figure out whether they are or not. This is a trial and error that you have to go through. Next step is to establish clear rules. Yeah, establish guidelines, including meeting frequency, how often this mastermind group will meet, the duration, the sense of confidentiality. So whatever is discussed in the mastermind group just remains in the mastermind group. It doesn't go outside. No? And the commitment. Like I said, you cannot judge their commitment, but you expect or you establish the rules that they are fully committed. Step 4 is to schedule the meetings, and this could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, depending upon what stage you are in your journey to reach your dream. But that momentum is necessary to progress continuously. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So schedule meetings. Have a clear agenda. Develop a structured meeting agenda with time for updates, feedback, brainstorming, and problem solving. Every meeting, when you are catching up with your mastermind group, it has to have a proper agenda. It may be just one thing that you want to achieve through that meeting, but you have to be very clear of what that thing is that you want to achieve. Yeah, so be very clear on that. Commit to harmony and confidentiality. So you have to convey this to your team that you are working in a very harmonious environment, and everyone wants the best for the purpose that we have created this group. Yeah, and because of that, it may be commercial confidentiality or it may be just confidentiality among the group, but that is needed, for a safe and open environment where ideas can be shared without being concerned that somebody may take these ideas and use it for themselves. So that's why I said getting the people who you trust will contribute for you on your vision or on your dream is very important. And you will learn things during this. Maybe some people you may find that they are not really 100% committed to your vision, and it is possible, but you have to take that risk. Next step is focus on collective growth. The mastermind members, like I said earlier on, the economic aspect is one of the drivers for them to be part of this journey with you. Nobody will work with you for free, right? So there has to be some form of return for them. It may not be economic return. It could be, knowledge return. For example, as being part of this group, they have access access to some of the other brilliant minds in that group, and the discussions that happen in that group may be much more valuable than any economic return, because that knowledge that they can gain by being part of this mastermind group, they could use it in their to realize their dreams. So sometimes it may be intangible benefits, but those could be much more valuable than any tangible benefits. Next thing is to make sure that you hold each other accountable. So establish an accountability system for individuals and the group goals, and regularly review progress and adjust plans as needed. I mean, this is expected in any project that you want to manage. There has to be accountability for any person who is part of the team, and either if the work that is assigned to them is an individual task, they should be accountable. If it is a group task, the group is to be accountable. Step 9 is to measure progress. So regularly assess group progress towards goals and see how you are progressing well, and celebrate successes and identify areas for improvement. So typical project management suggestion, I would say. And step 10 is maintain a growth mindset. See, again, this all is coming back to the concept of mindset. You have to have the growth mindset. You have to believe that you can achieve what you're thinking to achieve, and that is not only for you but for the entire team. The entire group should have a growth mindset. And if this could be one of the criteria that you can use when you are inviting members to your mastermind group, that they have to have a growth mindset, because that will make a big difference in your vision. And next is to be adaptable. Ensure the group adapts its structure, membership, and goals to serve its purpose effectively as it evolves. So you cannot have something etched in stone forever, and being adaptable and being lean is very important in such initiatives. Now let's talk about an inspirational story, and for that I have the example of Henry Ford. And this is a very interesting statement, a sentence from this book, which says, in 10 years, Henry Ford whipped poverty, illiteracy, and ignorance by allying himself with great minds. So Henry Ford did not have a lot of education. Yeah, he came from a very poor background. But in 10 years, he was able to change that completely. And how could he do that? Because he was surrounded by great minds. And the great minds here refer to the mastermind group. Yeah. And in 25 years, he became one of the richest men in America. So his friends, even in the yesterday's session also, I talked about who you surround yourself with. The people who are around you define you. So in Henry's case, the top of the list, Thomas Edison. If you have somebody like him as your friend, imagine what all you could learn from his experience and his counsel, and so many others, right? So surrounding yourself with such people or having them as part of your mastermind group is very crucial. And it is something in a long run. It is not a short-term benefit that we are looking here. Napoleon Hill again says, power may be produced through friendly alliances of minds. Yeah, very powerful statement. Power may be produced through a friendly alliances of minds. And this is an example here of a friendly alliance. These are all friends, but they are very successful in their ventures, right? So if you have such people with you, around you, you will be able to reach where you want to reach in a fraction of a time compared to just on your own or with a poor team. So through his friendship, Mr. Ford added to his own brain power the sum and substance of intelligence, experience, and knowledge and spiritual forces of these four men. So you can imagine the amount of power that he had to his access when uh, he formed this team. And this brings to a very interesting analogy, that you can consider your brain as an electric battery, yeah, like in a car or in electric cars these days. And because these harness energy to create power, yeah. So if you just have one battery, you can only generate X amount of power. And if you have so many minds or so many batteries working together, imagine the amount of power or knowledge that you can have at your disposal to take the right decisions to get to where you want to be and get there fast. When a group of individual brains are coordinated and function in harmony, the increased energy created through that alliance becomes available to every individual brain in the group. So it is many to many relationship here, right? So it's not that if we get 10 people together, only one person benefits. All the other 9 people also benefit from the ideas and the creativity that has come up through this mastermind group. So this is very important to understand. Another quote from Napoleon: men take on the nature and the habits and the power of thought of those with whom they associate in the spirit of sympathy and harmony. So, three things here to remember: who you are surrounded with, yeah, that men take on the nature, the habits, and the power of thoughts of whom they are associated with. So, surround yourself with good, talented, very experienced power and have their counsel for you as you progress on your journey. So that brings me to the end of the session today. And the key takeaways for you from this session is to, embrace collective wisdom. That is very powerful. You cannot even dream of what collective wisdom can bring to you or to your vision on if you're thinking of doing it all on your own. Commitment to harmony. All these members of the mastermind group have to work in harmony, and they have to work when they are together as part of the group. They are only there for you. Yeah, they are keeping their initiatives, their dreams away. And in the meetings where you meet with your mastermind group, they are there to work in harmony to help you to achieve your dream. Yeah, so take advantage of their experience. I have seen many occasions, especially youngsters, they feel that they know everything. And when they are given some advice, they do not take it. And later they realize that, oh, that was what I should have done. So appreciate the knowledge and experience of people who are elder than you. Take actionable steps towards your dream and power yourself to get there, and ensure that you are there. You are always learning. You are learning from your mastermind group, and everyone in the mastermind group is also learning from each other. Yeah, so that is the key takeaway, I would say. Just don't give up on your dreams. If you want to read a bit more on this, do check out my blog at vidypotdar.com. And I have few recommended books based on that are related to today's session. But this is the first book which I have been reading these days, and a lot of the things that I have covered today has come from this book. So if you like reading, I would suggest you read this book. It is a very powerful book, and it will give you insights of some of the greatest minds that have become very successful. There is another book which is called as the 48 Laws of Power, and this is a very, I have no words to describe this book. It is just too good, but some of the things that are discussed in this book are how would I say, they go against my ethics or against my thinking. So although the this book talks about how you can be in power no matter whatever things you need to do to get into power. So some of the things I do not agree, but it is an individual decision. But do read this book. It's quite a big book, and hence there is another a smaller version of this book as well, which kind of extracts the essence of the book and gives you in a very fine easy way, because there are 48 laws. I think I have the smaller version here. Let me get it. This is the book by Robert Greene, and it talks about these 48 laws of power. But yeah, do read it. It is very interesting. And then another thing another book that I would suggest would be useful for you to decide who to get into your mastermind group is to read this book by Dale Carnegie on how to win friends and influence people. And the suggestions from here you could apply when selecting people in your group. All right, that brings me to the next session. That is tomorrow. I'm going to talk about another interesting topic, and that is to imagine. So you have dreamt, you have the power, and now you can imagine what you want. All right, so I look forward to you all joining me again in tomorrow's session. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.